it's important we just stay clear about ourselves within the principles that we've been learning and always come back to them. I made a post and I'm reminded of that right now this week about Omicron, and the last piece in the slide on that Instagram post, which went quite viral, was in regards to the nature of disease, the nature of illness, the nature of virus, and how all of this really comes back down to the body has a very intelligent way of detoxing itself. For anyone who's, whether we've talked one-on-one or you've listened to my chats about detoxification, purification, fruit diet, fasting, this is applicable for everything. It's applicable for all animals. It's applicable for all humans. It's applicable for every living being on the planet. The same principles of health will apply. And that's when we're sick, we're not really, it is actually, when we're sick, that's actually a great sign. When we have symptoms of things, it's actually a beautiful sign, because it means the body is healing. It means the body is detoxing and purifying. And it's the fear mongering that's been perpetuated through the mind control of modern day science and its minions, being the majority of modern day doctors and all this, not to demean them, but the reality is they've learned through a mind control system that perpetuates the need for external things to deal with symptoms, which is mainly a numbing, right? And that also goes into the holistic space. Even in the holistic world, there's still a lot of need for external isolated vitamins, minerals, all the supplements, all these things that some may have some warrant. But the reality is the majority of time that we have symptoms and then we take something and then we no longer have symptoms, this is mainly just the body now is dealing with a new poison in the form of what we're taking and is stopping the detox process. That's why there's no more symptoms. But when we stop detox, it means we're just delaying detox. It doesn't mean we're stopping it. It means we're delaying it. So when symptoms come to a cease, this is it either happens in two ways. It either happens because we've healed and we've moved through, it's like the pimple has fully expanded and released, and now the marking kind of just dissolves and heals, or we've suppressed the symptom. And that is 90 to 99% of the pharmaceutical space is suppressing of symptoms. And even in, like I said, in the holistic space. So what do? Well, the reality is if we just take care of our diet, we move to predominantly raw, predominantly fruits and vegetables, or a frugivore-based diet, because that's the natural diet for humans, even though we've evolved in other climates, which made us think we want cooked foods to make us feel warm in this, but the majority of this is still creating issue in the body. Our body goes through a small fever every time we eat a lot of cooked food because it's actually trying to excrete the toxins. And so we can, go at a methodical pace and a natural pace when we're making transitions into periods of higher detox or higher raw or fasting. But the same principles apply. And we don't really need to look so much farther than just animals. When animals are sick, they're going to not eat anything in their natural habitat. Of course, when they're brought up domestically, they'll be force-fed, or they'll just be in such a habitual thing of eating 3 meals a day that they think they need it. But the reality is animals in the wild, when they're sick or injured, they basically disappear. They go and rest and heal and fast, right? And so this is just a simple product of the nature's body's intelligence. So when we get sick, when we have symptoms, when we're dealing with things, the best thing we can do is just simply set our environment up so we can rest and fast. Listen to the body's lack of appetite. Listen to the body to lie down. Listen to the body to take a bath or to, have some essential oils or get a massage or do some bouncing and moving of the body, some breath work. Listen to the body that wants to heal, that doesn't want a bunch of things put in it, for the sense of comfort or nourishment or all of this. Listen to the body that wants to heal, right? So when we're eating a natural diet that gives us all the vitamins and minerals in copious abundance amounts, we may still find ourselves getting into symptoms or sick or having a virus due to the immense amounts of toxic load that comes from our previous eating history and from our environmental factors, 5G and chemtrails and all of the nanobots and parasites that are ridden on this earth now. It's really everywhere. We can't escape it. But if we deal with the terrain, if we deal with ourselves, right? And like I said, this is equally applicable to our pets, the animals in our life, it's the same principles. just they have a bit of a different body. So, they work a little bit differently, but the same principles apply. And if we come to the knowledge of true wisdom, which is really listening to nature, then we can heal. We can heal anything. There's nothing to fear, literally nothing. It doesn't matter how many variants, how many viruses, how many contagious this, contagious that. This is all nonsense. It doesn't mean viruses don't exist. It means that we do not need to be at the victim of them. We don't need to be in fear of them, of anything. Right? The body is very good at dealing with it, right? And I see it all the time of how much fear is instilled through that mind control programming, which makes one more trusting in pills and injections and all these things rather than fruits. It's like there's literally like a fear of fruit sugar, or I don't know, or fasting. You're starving yourself, or these things. It's completely irrational behavior. Right? Completely irrational behavior. So we have to come to truth. We have to see what is true, not what our opinion is, or what we think is this, or what we think is that, or I'm listening to the body. My body wants to be nourished, but really the body's, it's the parasites in the body wanting this or that. We have to be very clear and disciplined with ourselves about this, right? Because this is how we're going to navigate ourselves into very strong bodies, right? Very strong bodies that will be able to deal with anything.